Hey, Morgan SLV here. How y'all doing today? I hope your grit day is going as good as mine. Let's check out gold and silver real quick. Gold's at $12.12 today, dropped about $9. Silver's $17.86, dropped about 2 cents since the last time I checked it. So once again, you know, it's ratcheting up, ratcheting down. What can I say? Just pay close attention to it. I have one other word of advice. If you're going to invest in anything, you know, it's a good idea to keep an eye on it. I used to work for a company called A.L. Williams Company, and all I can say is my very first paycheck was rather large. I worked hard. One of the things that I noticed, I was there for about 4 years. I was what's called a regional vice president. And, you know, I'm not bragging at all, but I did a pretty good job. You know, they liked me at that company. The long story was this, though. I noticed the people that I hired and showed them the formula to make money, I likened it to this. I'm going to give you the goose that laid the golden egg, and you're to take care of it. You got to water it, watch what's going on, and make sure that the goose is happy, right? Well, what I noticed is that most of the people that I hired, that I gave the opportunity to, pretty much starved the goose to death and wondered why I didn't lay any golden eggs. So the same aptitude it takes to keep one of those things alive. You need, you know, if you're going to buy precious metals like I do, you know, I watch it twice a day just so I can sleep better. Like I say, the last thing I want to do is, you know, ride this bull market out and, you know, have it peak on Monday and I'm standing there on Wednesday going, wow, what happened to all my precious metal? So in other words, I just kind of pay attention to the world events and, you know, how it concerns gold and silver. Let's move on. Let's go over inflation for a minute. Pretty interesting. From 1665 to 1776, there was basically no inflation. There were periods of inflation, but it always returned back to its norm. And I thought that was kind of interesting. You know, that's a long time period, but let's go on a little bit further. From 1665 to 1985, cost of living was roughly the same. It's at a couple hundred years. After 1975, or between 1965 and 1975, cost of living went up. So let's go back over this one more time. 1665 to 1918, we were on a gold standard. What a novel idea. And inflation remained low. 1965 to 1975, something changed. A couple things. Vietnam War, inflationary, and the fact that we got off the gold standard. Way to go, Dick. Tricky Dick, right? And no approval from anybody. Just got out the pen. Nah, we're not going to do it. Nobody's going to be able to redeem their dollars in gold. We're gonna go ahead and sever the tie to gold. Wow, not working out too good. So when you do that, the two things that I noticed is one of which is that all wars are inflationary. Number one. Number two, after the Vietnam War, we kept the war machine going, so to speak. We weren't necessarily fighting a war, but we had a Cold War going on, and we were standing at the ready. That kept our nation in an inflationary environment, and we're living proof of that today. My theory would be, since we don't have any money as a nation, since we are completely in debt past our eyeballs, how about we bring the troops home, let's say, yesterday? Just saying. Let's go on to my second point here. I have some friends who are state workers, and they're great people. One of them happens to be a parole officer. She's had a long, stellar career. You know, with the state, she does a great job. She's probably doing more than she's paid for, knowing her. And she got the news that maybe her pay per hour is going to go to $7.50. And my heart goes out to her. But I will tell you this. You cannot, well, I'm going to say it again, you can't print money and expect everything to work out. There has to be savings and production involved. There has to be a transfer of labor and production and goods, especially for our country at this time, that we sell abroad at a viable price, meaning we have so many regulations in this country that stifles, you know, our business sector, that we have to ship our labor overseas so that we can try to be competitive. Whereas you take other countries such as China, they don't have the regulations that our companies do here. So, you know, there's a few things that I want to go over. One is war is inflationary. Bad. Severing the tie, all ties to gold. Didn't really work out. You know, I don't know how long the dollar's going to stick around, but I'm not, you know, I wouldn't be shocked if it was done tomorrow. You just cannot you cannot have an inflationary period for this amount of time and not expect, you know, something to go wrong. It's kind of like stuffing 10 pounds of potatoes in a 5-pound sack. Something's going to give, right? So once again, my heart goes out to all the state workers out there, because of our leaders, you know, at the very, very top. And I'm not talking about our government specifically. What I'm talking about is the people that run the planet. They are doing a poor job. They're doing a poor job, and we are reaping the benefits of that. And so my theory is this, you know, I'm going to say it again. The company that I've checked into is Site Build It. Once again, I am not an affiliate for them. If any of you buy it, I get nothing for it. Maybe in the future I will be. I'm just that passionate about people learning a different way. If you can do something else for your friends and family to where you're not tethered to, one of the major things that I think is incredible about being online is the fact that you can get dollars from outside the U.S. through PayPal and whatnot, correct? So, yes, everything's going to be bad. I think everything's going to be bad planet-wide for a while. But other countries are going to bounce back much faster than we are if we don't get these yin-yangs out of our government and fix what, and you know, correct the Fed and what's going on there, and start doing what's right for America instead of what's right for all the greedy folks out there that think they got to own everything and get blood out of a turnip. You know, us being the turnip. So I don't know. I'm kind of all over the board today. You know, my heart goes out to the people that are going through this. I'm doing my best to prepare myself and my family to where, you know, where I'm going to be self-sufficient in some manner. I would just say check into these names again: Peter Schiff, DaVinci J15, Michael Maloney, Jason Hummel. You know, that guy. I'll tell you right there. That guy has, you know, silverseek.com, I believe his website is. I'll tell you what, that guy's well read, and he'll give you some insight on what's going on. Once again, I've been warning people about what's going to happen with your retirement funds. You know, the government's looking at that cash sitting there, going, "Wow, that would go a long way to, you know, funding our pet projects or whatever we got, you know, up our sleeve." Like I say, one of the things that Jason Hummel talks about is the fact that probably your retirement, i.e. the cash of our country, is in much more peril than our gold and silver sitting in individual households. In other words, he's saying they'll confiscate that most likely prior to confiscating our gold and silver, if that ever does come about. That would worry me. That would definitely worry me. So that's something you need to check into. Once again, his name is Jason Hummel, and he's all over YouTube. It doesn't take much to find him. Just research some of that stuff. By the way, make sure you give Peter Schiff at least a quick peek. You can certainly support him. Once again, Peter Schiff, SchiffForSenate.com. Check him out. Once again, this is Morgan SLV. We'll talk to you next time.